Cool. If I wanted to make a lot of money doing math, where would I go?
So if you wanted to make a lot of money doing math, you would go into finance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I met someone, there are many places that do this, of course. I myself had an interview maybe 9 years ago at a place called Tower Research Capital in New York City. But I showed up, and the first thing they did was test me on my programming skills. Now, I could program, I've written programs. I know I have learned, I should say, several computer languages, but I couldn't remember at the time. So that interview was a wash, but they exist. And then in Oxford once I saw an outfit, I forget the name, but it was on Broad Street in Oxford, but it was a group of mathematicians and physicists. The guy who was running it referred to himself as a second-rate mathematician or physicist, something like that. So he was just being modest, but he had some fund. And I myself have met on at least 2 occasions Dmitry Sokolov, who had or has a $1.6 billion hedge fund. And he had some question that he asked me. He used 2 of my colleagues. I don't think he paid my colleagues, but they're academics, so they weren't really thinking about getting paid. And then he had a question, but it wasn't really one I could think of as a mathematical question, so I never really did anything with it. But finance would be the way to go. I myself thought that I would be a millionaire by doing work related to Homeland Security. So I started this company, Phoenix Mathematics Incorporated. We had a different name initially. And while we did the biggest contract, we were, so we had a contract from Los Alamos National Laboratory. Initially it was for a bigger amount, and then it got reduced to a smaller amount. But we did have a contract, we got offered a contract by Lockheed Martin, but then there was a disaster related to that, so I told them we wouldn't accept the money. But that, I thought, would have been the way to make a ton of money. And I still think it's possible.
Hold on just for one second.